Welcome to the Vetiver Vibes podcast. We're your hosts, Nikki, Rachel, and Rhonda, certified clinical aromatherapists coming to you from Ontario, Canada, and on the internet everywhere.
This episode is brought to you by Essentria, a leading online school for aromatherapy. Essentria is your go-to source for clinical aromatherapy certification programs that are recognized by NAHA and the Canadian Federation of Aromatherapists.
If you want to learn more about how to use aromatherapy with kids, check out their website, www.schoolofessentria.com. We're excited that you've given your time to be here with us, knowing you'll get the best essential oil scoop. Hello, welcome to this week's episode of Vetiver Vibes. I'm Nikki, and I'm very excited to talk about how to work through some of our fears. And this is something that a lot of entrepreneurs go through, or if you're looking to start a new career, looking to add something else to your business as you're growing, whatever you're doing, there's always going to be those fears or those blocks that can sometimes get in your way. And today's episode is going to be a hands-on episode all about working through some of them. Before we dive in, if you have listened to 1, 2, 3, maybe more, hopefully more, of Vetiver Vibes episodes, we would greatly appreciate it if you were to give a review and subscribe so that you know when we are launching new episodes and you don't miss anything. This is a great way to help support us to get the word out about safe use of essential oils to even more people. All right, so let's get down to business. So the activity I'm going to walk you through today is an activity that I did in a program through James Wedmore. And it was a great way to really start to reflect and think about what's really holding me back. Sometimes you don't notice what it is. And as I mentioned earlier, fears are something that's always going to come up. There's always going to be something that we need to work through. If you are just starting out in a business, or if you've had your business for 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years, right? There's just different things that you're thinking about as to what you can work through. So there's no wrong or right. It's just your own personal stuff. And this is going to be a great way to help you maybe sort through some of it. And as I said, this is a hands-on episode. So you're going to be wanting to pause and write down stuff often. So if this is an episode that you're listening to while running or outdoors or in the car, something like that, you might want to save this episode for when you can actually write things down, because this is how you're going to work through it. Listening to it is fantastic, but to do the actual work is what is going to help you the most. So the first thing you want to look at is, what is your goal? Sometimes this seems simple, but I want you to actually take a minute and think of what is your goal. And if you don't have one, why not? So is your goal to, maybe attract 10 new clients, or to join an aromatherapy school, to upgrade your education in something, to launch a new product, right? Really take a moment and think, what is one goal that you want to work through? And this is all about business stuff in this situation here. So once you have your goal, how do you feel about this goal, right? So these are limiting beliefs that we are having and we are working through. So are you feeling scared? Are you feeling confused? Are you feeling overwhelmed? What do you feel around this goal? A little bit of fear is okay, but we want to make sure that you know what you're feeling so that we can work through that. So take a moment, reflect in. And once you have that down, what is causing you to choose to feel this way? We all have come from different backgrounds, and maybe it was stuff that was said to you growing up. Maybe it's stuff that someone's telling you recently. But what is causing you to choose to feel this way? Because you're choosing to feel this way, right? Everyone can feel differently on a same situation. And we are selecting how we feel in different situations. So is it due to judgment, time, money, finances? Do you feel not qualified enough? Right? Really take the time to reflect in and see what's causing you to feel this way. And what's your belief around this? Right. So if you don't have time, what's your belief around this? Being a busy parent, young kids, working full time. Hey, been there, done that, still doing it. Right. What's your belief around it? Someone judging you for wanting to expand your horizons. Right. What causes you to believe in this? So I want you to be specific with this. So what is causing you to believe this? Again, pause the recording, and I really want you to write it out, because this is what's going to give you the clarity. And now, what are you afraid would happen if you didn't believe this? So just take a moment and think, if I didn't believe this, if I didn't have this limiting belief, what might happen? Could I grow? Could I make more money? Could I be respected? Take the time to really think. What are you afraid would happen if you didn't believe this? And things could think like, right? All the things that I just mentioned are positive things, but those can all come with fears. And what benefit? So now that you know what you're afraid would happen if you didn't believe this, what benefit do you get by holding on to this belief? Right? Because holding on to the belief, you're gaining something. You're staying in your comfort zone. If it's keeping you under in Canada, if you make under 30,000, then you don't have to pay taxes. And so that might be something that you are holding on to, that you don't want to pay taxes. Or you're avoiding judgment. I know the comfort zone one is a big one. Getting outside your comfort zone can be scary. So what benefits do you get by holding on to this belief? And once you have that down, now I want you to think, what is it costing you to hold on to this belief? What is it costing you to hold on to this belief? Is it costing you money, happiness, time, sharing your purpose, your journey, your knowledge with others? There's a personal cost to holding on to this belief. So what is that cost? And after a few moments, when you've reflected and written that down, is this belief true to everyone? Or can you think of an example of where this isn't true? Is there a time where your belief isn't actually accurate? It's not true. Can you think of someone who's had a similar situation, and that fear, that limiting belief you have, isn't something that's holding them back? And now, what is a new belief that you can tell yourself? A new belief about your goal. So this is where we are now going to turn your belief. Instead of a limiting belief, let's have an expanding belief. What's a new belief that you can tell yourself? And once you have this new belief written down, what are the benefits of this new belief? Is it financial freedom? Is it time freedom? More time to spend with your kids, your family, more time to spend on vacation, to renovate your kitchen, to do whatever it is you want to do, right? What are the benefits of this new belief? And once you think of those benefits, now it's time to choose. Do you pick your old belief, your limiting belief, or do you pick your new belief, your expanding belief? Which one do you want to move forward with? I'm hoping you're picking the new belief. This is what we are hoping. But take the time, really make sure. And now, as much as this activity was great, now you need to actually do the actions to your belief. So now I want you to write down, what is one actionable item that you can do to make this new belief a reality? Just one thing, that's it. So if it's attracting new clients, maybe posting on social media more, networking, starting some kind of, advertisement of some kind, right? There's a lot of ways on what you can do. So just one actionable item that you can do to make this belief a reality. And you need to also put, when are you going to do it by? Because if you just leave it open-ended of, oh, I'll do this, and you're gonna be like, oh, I'll do this tomorrow. Oh, I'll do this tomorrow. I'll do it next week. And next thing you know, a month's gone by and you still haven't done that one actionable item. Just one thing, that's it. Right? So put a deadline on it. Are you going to do it in the next 24 hours, 72 hours? Depending on what it is it going to take you a week? Right? And that's the end of the hands-on activity. So as I said, I really want you to take your time, listen to this episode a few times if needed. If you listened to this while you were out and about and you couldn't write down the answers, think of it as a little preview and then get back home and write these down. You can absolutely type them out also. If you are a computer person, if it's easy for you to type it out, go for it. However, if you can actually write it down, hand and pen, hand and pencil in a notebook somewhere, it will actually connect you even more to your answers. There's a lot that goes into writing things down with your hand in a notebook instead of typing it. You're able to connect more with the words, able to connect more with the feelings most of the time. So if you can handwrite it, all the best. If you can only do it on a computer, on your phone, on your tablet, on whatever, then that works also. Something is better than nothing. So really take your time on this episode, because as I said at the beginning, we all go through limiting beliefs. As I've been in this business for quite a few years now, I've gone through a lot of limiting beliefs, from not having space, not having time, not having the knowledge, even though I had all of that. I knew I had all of it, and they were my limiting beliefs. They were just my excuses as to why I didn't want to get outside of my comfort zone. That was my biggest thing. And I still have that sometimes, where little thoughts will creep up and say, you're not good enough. Who are you to tell someone else on how to use something or do something, to guide someone on their journey, right? And that's stuff that I'm still working through. I'm pretty good now. I've worked through a lot of it. I've done this activity quite a few times over the years to help myself. So I do believe in the work of it. but it's something that I want you to keep close by so that you can redo it also when you need to. So I hope today's episode will give you some clarity, will give you some perspective as to yourself, your beliefs, how we can switch those beliefs around, and you can continue to move forward and be the person you want to be the entrepreneur you want to be the qualified, amazing person that you want to be, because you deserve it. You deserve to have your goals become reality. You deserve to manifest what you want to have in your life. And it all starts with you. You have it inside of you. You just need to bring it out now. Bring it out and acknowledge it and claim it and know your worth, because you are worth it. So I think I'm going to wrap it up there. So thank you for tuning in to this episode of Vetiver Vibes, the Essential Oil Scoop. I'm Nikki, and I am super excited you tuned in, and I will see you next time. Bye.
This episode was brought to you by Essentria, a leading online aromatherapy school. You can join the free Introduction to Essential Oil course at www.schoolofessentria.com.
If you love this episode or you got a lot of value out of it, please make sure you share it with someone in your community who you think will enjoy it too. If you haven't already subscribed or reviewed the show yet, please go over to your preferred streaming platform and hit subscribe, then leave a review. This is the best way to help support us, and we appreciate it. Email us with a screenshot of your review, and you will be entered into our monthly draw for a free mini course.
This podcast is for information purposes only. We are certified clinical aromatherapists and holistic health professionals. If you have a medication concern, please refer to your health team. Everyone's health is unique to themselves, so the topics and suggestions stated may or may not apply to you directly.